Why do some people seem unstoppable, no matter the challenge, while others give up at the first sign of difficulty? It's simple. They stay hungry. Staying hungry is more than just a mindset. It's a way of living. It's the relentless drive to keep pushing forward, even when the odds seem stacked against you. When you're hungry, you are constantly striving, learning, and evolving. This hunger is the fuel that powers your passion, your determination, and ultimately your success. Today, we're going to talk about what it truly means to stay hungry, and how, by embracing this hunger, you can unlock your full potential and achieve things you once thought impossible. Curiosity is the foundation of growth. It is the spark that drives us to explore new ideas, push boundaries, and find innovative solutions to problems. Without curiosity, we would be stagnant, stuck in our ways, and unable to adapt to the ever-changing world around us. Curiosity is what fuels our hunger for knowledge and our desire to understand the world more deeply. It is the inner drive that urges us to ask why and how, questions that lead to discovery and transformation. From a young age, curiosity is naturally embedded within us. As children, we constantly ask questions and seek new experiences. This unquenchable thirst for understanding is part of our innate desire to learn. However, as we grow older, societal expectations and life's pressures often dampen this natural curiosity. We get busy with responsibilities, we settle into routines, and we become less willing to venture into the unknown. But the key to staying hungry, staying driven, is rekindling that sense of curiosity and never losing the desire to learn. When we embrace curiosity, we open ourselves up to new opportunities. Curiosity pushes us to challenge the status quo and seek out new ways of doing things. It's the difference between someone who remains content with what they know and someone who consistently searches for better, more effective solutions. It's about not accepting things as they are, but instead questioning them, refining them, and improving them. The world is full of unexplored territories, and every challenge we face presents an opportunity to dig deeper, to ask questions, and to seek the answers that will lead us to a better tomorrow. Curiosity is essential in both personal and professional development. In the workplace, it's the driving force behind innovation. Think of the most successful entrepreneurs, scientists, or artists. They didn't achieve greatness by simply sticking to what they knew. They were driven by an insatiable curiosity about what was possible, and they were relentless in their pursuit of new ideas. The tech industry, for example, owes much of its growth and evolution to the curiosity of its innovators. Curiosity led Steve Jobs to revolutionize the way we interact with technology, and it's what continues to drive companies like Tesla to push the limits of electric vehicles and renewable energy. In personal life, curiosity also plays a crucial role in shaping our growth. It keeps us from becoming complacent, instead of accepting things as they are. Curiosity inspires us to think about what could be. It encourages us to break out of our comfort zones, whether that means trying something new, meeting new people, or traveling to new places. Us to think about what could be. These experiences broaden our perspectives and teach us lessons that we would never learn by staying in the familiar. Curiosity also helps us understand ourselves better. It encourages introspection and allows us to explore our interests, desires, and capabilities. It gives us the chance to reinvent ourselves and become the person we want to be. Embracing curiosity requires a willingness to make mistakes. When we step into the unknown, we are bound to face setbacks and challenges. However, these are not signs of failure, but opportunities to learn. Curiosity teaches us that mistakes are not obstacles to success, but stepping stones toward it. The more we fail, the more we learn. Each failure is a lesson that sharpens our skills and strengthens our resolve. People who stay hungry do not fear mistakes. They welcome them as part of the learning process. Curiosity also encourages us to stay humble. When we are curious, we acknowledge that we don't have all the answers, and that's okay. It's this humility that opens us up to learning from others, whether they are mentors, peers, or even those who are less experienced than we are. Staying curious means being open to new ideas and perspectives. It means understanding that there is always more to learn, and no one ever has all the answers. This mindset fosters continuous improvement and growth. There is also power in curiosity when it comes to relationships. Being curious about others helps us connect with them on a deeper level. By asking questions, listening actively, and seeking to understand their experiences and viewpoints, we create meaningful connections that can enhance both our personal and professional lives. Curiosity helps us build empathy and strengthens our ability to work with diverse teams, collaborate effectively, and create positive change. In the pursuit of knowledge, curiosity is a constant companion. It is the driving force that pushes us to seek out new information, explore new ideas, and engage with the world in a more meaningful way. When we remain curious, we are always learning, always growing, and always moving forward. Curiosity reminds us that there is no end to the possibilities before us. It is a journey without a final destination. The more curious we are, the more hungry we become for new challenges, new ideas, and new opportunities. Curiosity is not just a trait, but a way of life. It is the mindset that keeps us hungry for more. It teaches us to embrace uncertainty and view every experience as an opportunity to learn. By staying curious, we ensure that we never stop evolving, never stop discovering, and never stop striving for greatness. This mindset is the key to unlocking our full potential and achieving the success we desire. And the best part is, curiosity is something we can all cultivate. It's never too late to begin asking questions and seeking answers. Comfort can be a dangerous trap. It lulls us into a false sense of security, making us believe that where we are is enough. In a world that is constantly changing, the moment we settle into comfort is the moment we begin to fall behind. Growth and progress require discomfort, challenges, and a willingness to step into the unknown. When we allow ourselves to become too comfortable, we stop pushing our limits, and we miss out on the opportunities that are waiting just outside of our comfort zone. The desire for comfort is a natural instinct. After all, comfort means safety, stability, and peace. It's the place where we feel in control, where things are predictable, and where we don't have to take risks. It's easy to understand why many people seek it out. But when comfort becomes a permanent state, it breeds stagnation. Success doesn't come from staying in familiar places and doing the same things over and over again. Instead, it comes from taking on challenges, facing adversity, and daring to try something new. One of the greatest limitations of comfort is that it breeds complacency. When we become complacent, we stop asking ourselves if there's a better way to do something. We stop questioning the status quo, and we lose our sense of purpose. The moment we accept things as they are, we give up the chance to improve them. Growth occurs when we are willing to leave our comfort zones and confront new challenges, which may be uncomfortable, but they are necessary for us to evolve. The discomfort that comes with pushing past your comfort zone is what fuels personal development. Every time we face a challenge, we grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. It is through facing discomfort that we learn the most about ourselves. We discover what we're truly capable of when the easy path is not available to us. Whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing a goal that scares us, or overcoming personal obstacles, it's the discomfort of those experiences that helps us grow. Staying comfortable means staying the same. And who wants to stay the same when there's so much potential for growth? In the professional world, comfort is a dangerous place to be as well. Many people fall into the trap of doing their jobs just well enough to avoid any problems. But this lack of ambition can hold them back from achieving their true potential. When you're in a comfortable routine, it's easy to let things slide. You might stop looking for ways to improve your performance, stop challenging yourself to learn more, and stop innovating. Over time, this can lead to burnout or dissatisfaction, as you feel disconnected from any true sense of purpose or fulfillment in your work. On the other hand, stepping outside your comfort zone in your career often leads to new opportunities and experiences. Taking on new challenges might seem daunting at first, but it opens doors that would never have been unlocked had you stayed in the safe zone. Whether it's applying for a job that seems like a stretch, taking on a leadership role, or pursuing a project that requires new skills, stepping out of your comfort zone allows you to grow professionally. You might fail, and that's okay, because each failure teaches you valuable lessons that will ultimately contribute to your success. Embracing discomfort also means accepting that there is no such thing as perfection. Perfection is often just an excuse to stay in a comfortable state. People who strive for perfection can get stuck, afraid to act because they fear failure or making mistakes. But in reality, it's through the imperfections, the missteps, and the failures that we learn and improve. The key is to keep moving forward despite the discomfort. The people who stay hungry are the ones who understand that perfection is not the goal. Progress is. In our personal lives, staying in comfort means avoiding the tough conversations or situations that could lead to growth. Relationships, for example, often require us to step out of our comfort zones. Being vulnerable, expressing our feelings honestly, and confronting difficult issues can feel uncomfortable, but it's necessary for creating deeper, more meaningful connections. If we stay in the safe zone, we might never experience the richness of truly connecting with others. Discomfort in relationships might mean having hard conversations, setting boundaries, or making changes that challenge the way we interact with those around us. But it's through these actions that we create stronger, more authentic bonds. Furthermore, the discomfort that comes with personal growth can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that comfort equals happiness. We imagine that once we've reached a certain point in life or career, things will become easier and we'll finally be content. However, happiness is often found in the process of growth, not in the destination. When we challenge ourselves, pursue new goals, and stretch our limits, we discover that the discomfort itself can be a source of satisfaction. The joy that comes from accomplishing something difficult, from overcoming an obstacle, or from learning a new skill is far more rewarding than staying in a place where everything is easy and predictable. The key is to recognize when comfort is holding us back and when it's time to push forward. Discomfort is a sign that we are on the path to something greater. It's a signal that we are stretching our limits and moving towards something new and better. Comfort may feel good in the short term, but it often leads to stagnation. To achieve the life we truly want, whether it's personal, professional, or financial, we must be willing to step outside of our comfort zones and face the discomfort that comes with growth. Without discomfort, there can be no progress, no improvement, and no real success. Only by embracing discomfort can we stay hungry for the next challenge and the next level of success. Perfection is often seen as the ultimate goal, the ideal state where everything aligns perfectly and everything is just right. But this pursuit of perfection can be a trap, one that keeps us from making progress and achieving real success. Perfection is an illusion, and the quest to achieve it can paralyze us, preventing us from taking action. Instead of waiting for everything to be perfect, we should focus on consistency, because consistency, not perfection, is the key to long-term success. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It is the daily effort, the small steps taken over time, that lead to significant results. While perfection might seem like the goal, it is the consistent actions that build habits, drive progress, and create lasting success. No matter how talented or skilled we are, success is not about doing something flawlessly right from the start. It's about showing up every day, putting in the effort, and continually improving along the way. Perfection, in fact, can often slow us down because it makes us overly cautious and afraid to make mistakes. We hesitate trying to make everything just right, which can lead to missed opportunities or, worse, inaction. When we focus on consistency, we acknowledge that growth is a process. We understand that success is not an overnight phenomenon, but rather the result of small, deliberate actions taken consistently over time. This mindset is powerful because it gives us permission to start, even if we're not perfect. It encourages us to take imperfect action and learn as we go, instead of waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions to emerge. The journey towards success is filled with uncertainty, setbacks, and mistakes, but consistency ensures that we keep moving forward regardless. Think about the most successful people in the world, whether in business, sports, or any other field. The majority of them didn't get to where they are because they did everything perfectly. They got there by showing up every day, even when things were difficult, even when they faced failure, and even when they didn't feel like it. They made consistency a habit, and over time, those consistent efforts built momentum and propelled them toward their goals. Success is rarely the result of one big perfect leap. It's the cumulative effect of many small actions taken consistently, even when the conditions aren't ideal. In fact, striving for perfection can often lead to procrastination. We spend too much time trying to make everything flawless, which delays progress. We analyze, overthink, and tinker, but we never take the action needed to move forward. This cycle of perfectionism leads to inaction, which in turn leads to stagnation. When we focus on consistency instead of perfection, we free ourselves from the pressure of getting everything just right and instead prioritize action. We understand that it's better to take imperfect steps forward than to wait for the perfect circumstances. Each step, no matter how small or imperfect, takes us closer to our goal. Another reason consistency is more important than perfection is that it builds resilience. When we are consistent, we face challenges head-on and learn how to overcome them. With each setback, we learn valuable lessons that contribute to our growth. If we were focused on perfection, any failure or mistake might feel like a personal defeat, leading us to give up or abandon our efforts. When we are consistent, we view setbacks as part of the process. We understand that failure is not the end, but an opportunity to improve, adjust, and try again. Resilience is built through consistent action, not through the avoidance of mistakes or imperfection. Consistency also fosters discipline. The ability to show up every day, even when motivation wanes, is a skill that requires discipline. Consistency means setting a routine, sticking to it, and pushing through obstacles, even when it's difficult. Motivation can be fleeting, and while it can provide the initial spark to begin a task, it's discipline and consistency that keep us going over the long term. The people who achieve lasting success are not necessarily the ones with the most talent or the most perfect plan, but those who are disciplined enough to keep showing up, day in and day out, and put in the work required to achieve their goals. In the face of challenges, consistency also helps us build confidence. Every time we show up and take action, even if the result isn't perfect, we reinforce the belief that we are capable of moving forward. Each small win, no matter how minor, adds to our sense of accomplishment and helps build our self-confidence. Over time, as we remain consistent in our efforts, we begin to trust ourselves more and more. We realize that success isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent, taking action, and continuing to push forward, even when things don't go according to plan. Additionally, consistency allows us to evaluate our progress objectively. When we focus on perfection, we often become fixated on the end result and fail to see the improvements we've made along the way. But by being consistent, we give ourselves the chance to assess our progress regularly. We can look back at where we started, measure how far we've come, and recognize the growth that has occurred. This not only boosts our motivation, but also helps us refine our approach, make adjustments, and continue improving. Perfection is a moving target. What seems perfect today might not be sufficient tomorrow. What we think is perfect is often subjective, shaped by our own standards and perceptions. But consistency, it is constant. It is the effort we put in day after day, the willingness to keep moving forward despite imperfections, and the dedication to getting better with each step. When we stop focusing on perfection and start focusing on being consistent, we take away the pressure of trying to do everything flawlessly and instead shift our focus to the process itself. And in doing so, we unlock the true power of growth and achievement.